YouTube, Quinway coming to y'all with that instant analysis on Stefan Castle and the San Antonio Spurs. So many of my Spurs fans is on my channel always talking about how they got a steal with Stefan Castle, even though he was a top five pick, so it didn't really make much sense to say that he was a steal because of that reason. But he still is a great player, really has helped this team win, especially in the fourth quarter of this game because the Spurs didn't really make a run to be able to win this game into the third quarter. And it was because of their defense and their ability to get transition opportunities and being able to score in the half court when the Jazz really couldn't do it. They just, got stuck. Like they didn't really have nowhere to go and they didn't really know where to go for offense. And the Spurs was able to mix it up and hit them with a lot of combinations. And it actually added up to more points. And then the fourth quarter was just the icing on the cake because they couldn't come back from that hit that they took in the third quarter. And the Spurs stuck to their game plan after that. They knew how to attack them. They know how to come at them. And the Jazz just couldn't make adjustments that was needed to be able to win this game because the Jazz was up 32-17 at the end of the first quarter. They even won the second quarter 35-34. But then you look at the fact that the Spurs won it 34-22 in the third quarter and 41-29 in the fourth quarter. The Spurs, even though they have a lineage of injuries, it's just good to see them actually still show that they can compete and beat anybody when they're playing the best basketball, especially the best team basketball, and communicating real well on the defensive end. They're a tough team to beat, and they got players that's better coming back, and that's going to make them even harder to beat while they're still learning themselves and finding themselves into this season. That this start is really not that bad. You look at the fact that the Spurs are 8-8 and the Jazz are 3-12. I would take an 8-8 record with my guys coming back. Hopefully, not getting too much injured throughout the rest of the season. And this is a season where you look at the Spurs showing them that they can actually be a legit playoff team because the regular season allow you to play against the good, the bad, and the ugly sometimes, not just the great teams. Now, the Spurs are not one of the great teams. They're one of the teams that's respectable, but they really have put together a nice stretch and a nice run without their major guys being even in playing in the game. So it's really good to see the Spurs pull off some of these wins, and they're much needed because they do literally have enough talent to still compete. And they didn't make excuses. They didn't give up. They just stayed with it. And even in this game, this is a game where the Spurs was getting blown out in the first half. And they had to find a way to get back in the game. They had to find a way to get the lead. They had to find a way to win the game. When the Jazz still was hot, they found a way to slow them down, and they communicated and got it done on both ends of the court, and that's veteran like because that's what the coach would call upon to get this game closer, and they did that. Even with young players in this team, so it's good to see. But the Jazz, John Collins had 18 points, plus five and plus minus four personal fouls, one turnover, one block, one steal, three assists, 14 rebounds, so a double double for him. Three offensive rebounds, 1-1 from the free throw line, 1-5 from three, 8 of 14 from the field. Laurie Marketing had 27 points, minus 19 and plus minus three personal fouls, two blocks, two assists, four rebounds, three of them was offensive. 8 of 8 from the free throw line, 3 of 10 from the 3-point line, 8 of 17 from the field. Just a great game from him. He was the leading scorer for the Utah Jazz, and we haven't really seen that enough this year. And he hasn't rebounded as good when this year either. And it's interesting to see where Laurie Marketing goes. He was one of the hottest topics throughout the last 2 years because he's been on trade rumors and he was an all-star too. And he hasn't really played on that level this year, which is unfortunate. But I do want to see if he can turn it around a little bit more because he's starting to find a groove a little bit. And I want to see if he can get back to that all-star level that he played at last year. But Kyle Filipowski, 4 points for him, plus three and plus minus three personal fouls, 9 rebounds. Three of them was offensive rebound, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He was 0-1 from three, 1 of 6 from the field. You thought he would do more. He played more minutes. He was on the court. He had some decent opportunities, but he actually rebounded the ball very well for 18 minutes. But for him to just get 4 points, you want a little bit more out of him if he's going to play that many minutes or more in the future. He got to be more aggressive looking for his shot, especially because he has some good looks and some good opportunities. But they also got to work on finding him on those opportunities so he can convert them more and get easier opportunities because he is a young player, aka a rookie. So it takes time to figure things out. Colin Sexton, 18 points, minus 11 and plus minus one personal foul, three turnovers, one steal, one assist, one rebound. It was an offensive rebound. 6 to 7 from the free throw line, 0 to 3 from the 3 point line, 6 to 13 from the field. Keontae George, 19 points, three personal fouls, three turnovers, one steal, five assists, two rebounds. 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 3 of 12 from the 3 point line, 6 of 18 from the field. His shooting has been a problem this year, and that's one of the biggest reasons why he doesn't have a great percentage when it comes to efficiency because he just struggles knocking down jump shots even from the mid range. And that's something that he's going to have to continue to work on because he loves taking them. He just ain't really good at making them. And that's something that he has to fix if he's going to be a legitimate weapon in this league and going to be able to run the guard position because you have to do things at a great level. And he's not the greatest passer, not the greatest decision maker, and he's also not the greatest scorer either. So that's a big problem that he's going to have to fix because they played this guy 33 minutes tonight, and he was hurting the team sometimes too, and that's not a good thing if you're trying to win games. Drew Ebanks, 4 points, minus 8 and plus minus four personal fouls, one turnover, two blocks, two assists, six rebounds, 2 or 3 from the field. Cody Williams, 0 points, minus 8 and plus minus three personal fouls, one turnover, one block, two rebounds, 0 2 from the field. Bryce, 18 points for him. He was the only guy in double figures off the bench for the Jazz. Minus 19 and plus minus two personal fouls, one block, one assist, six rebounds. One of them was offensive, 4 of 7 from the 3 point line, 7 of 13 from the field. Juzang, 6 points, plus 14 and plus minus one personal foul, one assist, one steal, two rebounds. One of them was offensive, 2 of 4 from the 3 point line. Isaiah Collier, 4 points, plus three and plus minus five personal fouls, five turnovers, six assists, three rebounds, 2 of 4 from the free throw line, 0 of 2 from the 3 point line, 1 of 8 from the field. The rest of the guys did not play coach's decision, even if they was ruled out with injuries. 41 of 98, 41% from the field, 13 of 45, 28% from three, 23 of 26, 88% from the free throw line. They grabbed 49 rebounds, 22 assists, 4 steals, 7 blocks, 14 turnovers, and 29 personal fouls. And then the Spurs. Zach Collins was just fantastico tonight outside of getting foul trouble. 18 points for him, minus 8 and plus minus, 5 personal fouls, 3 turnovers. He did have one block, 5 rebounds. One of them was offensive rebound, 6 of 8 from the free throw line, 0 of 2 from 3, 6 of 9 from the field. Champagny because been one of their most consistent contributors this year. 14 points, plus 9 and plus minus, one personal foul, one turnover, one block, 3 steals, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, 4 of 5 from the free throw line, 2 of 7 from 3, 4 of 11 from the field. Harrison Barnes, 25 points. He was really, really good, and they needed him to step up this game. He was a guy that everybody was struggling a little bit, and he was the only hand that was really making shots, and he did it all night. And this is crazy. He's actually the leading scorer for the Spurs with that 25 points. He was a plus 11 and plus minus one personal foul, 10 rebounds. That's a double double in a 20 and 10 game. And he also had 5 offensive rebounds out of that 10. 5 of 6 from the free throw line, 4 of 5 from 3, 8 of 13 from the field. Christopher Emmanuel Paul, 13 points, plus 12 and plus minus one personal foul, one turnover, 2 steals, 10 assists. So a double double for him. 5 rebounds, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 1 of 6 from 3, 4 of 9 from the field. Stephon Castle, the next one, because that's the way the Spurs make it seem like Stephon Castle is the next great player. And I would say I don't blame him for feeling that way because he was dunking, he was getting to the paint, he was hitting a three, he was getting to the free throw line, he was finding his teammates, he was making decent decisions even in crucial situations with the game being on the line. He's just been a seasoned rookie, understanding what to do when he's on the court and knowing when not to be in the way, knowing when to get rid of the ball, knowing when to score, knowing when to go to the paint, knowing when to cut in general. knowing when to relocate, knowing how to get out in transition. He's just listening, he's soaking up so much positive information and using it to his benefit. And he's coming back playing harder, doing more things. And this is what you want to see out of a rookie. And the Spurs usually get the best out of their players, and they usually get the best when it comes to developing these players. They have a good way to communicate. They got a good way to get guys to work hard. They have a good way to get the results, and he's just another example of that. Two turnovers only, one block, one steal, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, 5 of 5 from the free throw line, 1 of 3 from the 3 point line. He was 6 of 14 from the field. He played 35 minutes, and he was one of their better players on the court again. And I don't really blame him for giving them that many minutes. Keldon Johnson, 12 points, -2 and plus minus, 2 personal foul, 1 turnover, 4 assists, 8 rebounds, 4 6 from the free throw line, 4 9 from the field. Charles Bassey, 11 points, +16 and plus minus, 5 personal fouls, 1 turnover, 6 blocks, which is absolutely amazing. 1 steal, 1 assist. He also had 9 rebounds. 5 of them was offensive, 1 or 2 from the free throw line, 5 and 9 from the field. Trey Jones, 11 points, -2 and plus minus, 3 personal foul, 1 turnover, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. He also was 5 of 8 from the free throw line, 0 of 1 from three, 3 of 6 from the field. Malachi Branham, 3 points, +5 and plus minus, 2 personal fouls, 1 turnover, 1 steal, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 of 3 from the 3 point line, 1 of 5 from the field. And Blake Wesley, 1 point, -5 and plus minus, 2 rebounds, 1 or 2 from the free throw line, 0 of 2 from the 3 point line, 0 of 3 from the field. The rest of the guys did not play, was already ruled out because of injuries. But 41 of 88, 46% from the field, 9 of 32, 28% from three, 35 of 46, 76% from the free throw line, 51 rebounds, 32 assists, 8 steals, 9 blocks, 11 turnovers, 20 personal fouls, and 126 points. Man, do the Spurs look like a breath of fresh air in a cold winter night, which it is in Wisconsin today. But I ain't gonna lie to you, the Spurs don't even look the same. And that just shows you how much they have been growing and how much they've been improving as a team. And they still got great players coming back. And then the Jazz, they actually are a little bit to desire. You want more, and you feel that this team, you don't really know what direction they're going in because they play the young guys a lot. Sometimes it looks good. Sometimes they end up not letting them play as much. Kind of confusing, but they also change their lineup a lot. And it's like, is you trying to win games, or are you trying to be competitive in games, or are you just trying to let guys play more because you want them to develop by playing more games? I feel like the best way for a guy to get great at the game or better at the game is playing. Obviously scrimmages, obviously playing 25 to 30 minutes, and some of their rookies not even doing that, or the younger players not even doing that either. And it's just like, what is they really trying to do with this team? But it's not my problem. It's not my knowing. I just noticed that by watching every Utah game this year, that I just don't know what they're really trying to do with this roster and with this team. But I do know that, they have some talent on this team. They got some interesting guys on this team. They have some modern day bigs. They have some good ball passing ability. They have some guys that really likes to get up and compete, and sometimes they're starting, sometimes they're not, like a Colin Sexton and Jordan Clarkson. Those guys starting helps you win more because they actually can play and they actually can score and they actually know what to do and they know their roles, even if they starters. And then, like, if you don't want to win, you need to go away from that, which they have done this season. So I'm looking at this year for the Jazz. It's a little confusing. Do they want to win? Do they not want to win? Do they want to give the fans what they want a little bit while also trying to get one of the lottery picks, because this is supposed to be a big draft for superstar upside talent? So I'm not saying the Jazz are doing the wrong thing. I'm just confused on what they're going about, how they're going about this season, because they have got off to a terrible start, and then they start putting guys into the lineup that helps them win. I mean, you might as well go all in on losing at this point, because as long as you get a top 5 pick, you're good in this particular draft, no matter who you get. And it's all about how you bring them along and what you put around them. And you just got to make the best out of the situation after that. But they get it. They got Danny Ainge. He's traded for veterans. He's traded for big guys. He's made some of the biggest moves in this generation. and he said he even helped the Celtics win the championship before he left to go to Utah. So I'm not going to question whether he's making a right or wrong decision because I don't know their plan. I don't know what they're really trying to do, but it's obvious that it's really going to be interesting once the draft happens and where their position is, if it was really worth it, because some of these guys are probably going to get traded after a while, and people will be happy to pick up some of these guys because they have a lot left in the tank and they're not that old. So these are contributing players that can make a difference on other teams, and we know it. And the NBA know it, the Utah fans know it because they go to the games still. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Jazz ultimately do with some of these players on this roster, and also what they do in the NBA draft, because this is what this team is headed for at this point, because there's no real way to make up the losses that they have on their resume already this season. They got off to such a bad start. It's just going to be tough to be able to win and make a play-in spot or even a playoff spot, because the West is just that difficult to win in and get back in when you start off this bad. But comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell for more analysis. And if you're new to the channel or it is your first time watching, I do conversation videos just like this and other variety. Also break down real footage of legends, current players, rookies, and also other players in the league. So you love that type of content, NBA only content, this is the channel for you. I guarantee it. Most people recommend this channel. Most people love this channel. Most people can't get enough of this channel. So I make a lot of videos because of that. So wait for constant uploads on this channel, because this is how the channel works. And if you know that or you didn't know that, now you do. So make sure you check in and make sure you watch it whenever you can, wherever you had opportunity to. I appreciate it. Just keep liking and sharing if you enjoyed the video. It helps the channel stay popular. It helps the channel stay in the algorithm. It helps the channel get searched and found by other people that can be a fan of the channel. It makes the channel even bigger. It makes the channel even more heavily funded. And I'm blessed to be able to say that this channel has grown to even where I didn't think it would be at, because I did it for fun back then. Now I'm doing it because people love it, and that's a two different things, honestly. But other than that, see you guys hopefully later today with the last game, and I'm gonna be gone until then.